Kyle Krabs of the Draft Network here, fresh off a week at Miami Dolphins training camp, here with some of my most prevalent thoughts after watching this team throughout the course of the past week. One of those consistent thoughts is this: the Dolphins are going to be one of the teams that runs the ball at one of the highest clips across the NFL. Not necessarily a surprise, considering the team hired former run game coordinator Mike McDaniel to serve as the team's latest head coach. But yet it was the floor of the offensive line play throughout the course of training camp against a very talented Miami Dolphins defensive front that has me most intrigued and interested in how quickly this running game could truly mesh together. The Dolphins have a collection of new additions such as Teron Armstead and Connor Williams along the offensive line, plus a couple of questionable starters returning from last year, and Liam Eichenberg, who's penciled in at left guard, and Austin Jackson, who's penciled in at right tackle. But their play up front and the athleticism that this unit showcased collectively, thanks to cut weight and be better conditioned in 2022, was surprising to me. And Chase Edmonds, running back, Raheem Mostert, running back, Salvan Ahmed, running back, these guys flashed a little bit as far as their ability to make plays behind this offensive line. And the contrast versus last year's Miami Dolphins training camp experience for yours truly was pretty significant as far as the consistency and ability to create chunk plays on the ground in training camp. Don't sleep on Chase Edmonds to be an impact player for this Miami Dolphins team. Of course, Raheem Mostert is the one with former playing experience in this exact system, but Edmonds looks like quite the player, and his ability to process and react to blocks as they're unfolding in front of him has him in position to be a pretty high-level contributor for the Dolphins right off the bat. On the other side of the coin, I'd probably fade tight end Mike Gesicki. Whatever your fantasy projections are for him, they might be too high. Gesicki's been one of the most productive tight ends in the passing game across the NFL for the past couple of seasons. But his transition into this new offense is one that's going to challenge him in ways in which he's never really had to grow as a player since his rookie year, in which Adam Gase tried to use him as an inline blocking tight end in 1 out of every 5 reps that he took that season. Gesicki has always, going back to Penn State, been a vertical stretch, high point receiver in the passing game who challenges matchups thanks to his size and straight line speed. But in this offense, Mike Gesicki is spending a lot of time as an attached tight end on the set with his hand in the dirt, and that doesn't necessarily play to his strengths. And with the Dolphins having a slew of tight ends on the roster, including former third-round pick Hunter Long, Durham Smythe, Ethan Carter, and then fullback Alec Ingold, all of those players are arguably more suited to serve in blocking roles than what Mike Gesicki is. And the Dolphins wide receiver room has enough depth and enough speed between Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Cedric Wilson as the top 3 players that you're not going to want to compromise and take them off the field to have Mike running some of the same routes. As a result, I struggle to see a high-end forecast for Mike Gesicki, who will be playing 2022 in the franchise tag. Plan accordingly. Defensively for the Dolphins, the ceiling is going to be determined by a couple of second and third year players like Javon Holland, free safety, Jalen Phillips, pass rusher. These are exciting additions for the Dolphins, and they hit the ground running in 2021. But each of these players is looking to take a major step forward in 2022, and they have some veteran experience to be able to bank on as a result. For Jalen Phillips, it's Melvin Ingram, who signed a 1-year, $4 million contract to come play for the Dolphins this year. And his presence to impose and impress his own experiences as a decade-long starting player in the NFL should have Jalen Phillips leveling up his game at a pretty substantial rate. And you saw the flashes for Jalen Phillips throughout the course of the week at training camp. This is a player who has every physical gift that you could possibly hope for, and now you're starting to see the light bulb come on with some of the pass rush counters and the conversion of speed to power, and he just looks much more fluid and confident this year. Javon Holland, on the other hand, did bid farewell to Jason McCourty in the Dolphins secondary as a veteran player, but the Dolphins coaching staff brought in two Dolphins legends, Sam Madison and Pat Surtain, to serve as coaches in the secondary. And with 75 combined interceptions between those two players, you can be rest assured that Jevon Holland has all of the guidance and leadership that he needs from former players to level up his game as well. I'm Kyle Krabs from the Draft Network. Make sure you get all of your NFL draft, and college football needs over at thedraftnetwork.com. And like this video, hit subscribe to the channel so you get all of our latest content delivered directly to you. Thanks for watching.